At this page 8, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's much more than 6 task teams in KZN. And as Commissioner Bolo indicated, I'll go slowly through each one and explain so we understand. Sorry I'm going so fast, I'll go slowly, Commissioner Bolo, as well. 28.1, the Tikweni District Task Team, which reports to Major General Keswa. Now this team, it falls under the District Commissioner. So maybe I could go back first to give you a better understanding. None of any teams fall directly under General Mkhwanazi. So, and I'll highlight it as I'm going past. So 28.1, a Tikweni District Task Team, which reports to Major General Keswa. This team is set up to address infrastructure. It also deals with violent crime. Those teams are also involved in shootings. 28.2, the Tikweni, sorry, the first one was the District Task Team. I'm sorry for that, Commissioner. That was not. So the District Task Team is doing exactly what the Provincial Tracing Team is doing. So they just call District Task Team falling under the District of Tikweni. So they trace serious and violent crime suspects, police murder suspects, house robbery suspects, trio crimes, and they're quite often in contact shootings as well. And Mr. John very well know that he's got all these matters at his unit from these very same unit, but he doesn't talk about it. 28.2, the Tikweni Infrastructure Task Team, I've spoken about it. It also falls under General Keswa. And they're also doing the similar job and also involved in shootings. And those matters are dealt with at IPOD itself. Then we have the Inanda Task Team, which reports to Brigadier Mkhize and General Keswa. Now, this team is highly active than most teams. And Mr. John has maybe 4 or 5 times more dockets than the 3 teams he mentioned and mentioned to the Commission in terms of shootings. They deal with the greater part of Inanda and surroundings, which is extremely volatile, and violent suspects, often hiding there. King Shlashwayo Task Team, that's Commissioner around far north, the Impangeni, doing the similar job, set up what the other task teams are doing as well, and also involved in contact shootings, engagements with suspects. The Tikweni Metro Police Task Team, which reports to Commissioner Mnchunu at the Tikweni Metro Police, and some of these teams are integrated with the other above-mentioned task teams, including my task team. And quite often, they are also involved in many shootings, which Mr. John himself and his team is carrying those investigations. Doesn't talk about it. The Majuba Task Team, which reports to General Alexandra, and that none of the above task teams report to General Mkhwanazi, I mention again. And there again, those teams are also involved in police shootings. But what I'm trying to draw here and explain, Commissioners, is that John has specifically targeted the tracing team, which I command, the team of Pedro Rodriguez. Now, I want to give an understanding who's Pedro Rodriguez. Commissioner, this policeman is one of the bravest policemen you'll ever get. I don't know how many times he's been shot. Now, I'll give Commissioner an example. He was conducting a cash and transit operation around about 2019, and he was accompanied by a special task force member. There were many task force members, and there was a cash and transit that's going to happen towards Longoma. Now, they had the information on hand, and the commander of the team, Carl van der Pfeiffer, the late Carl van der Pfeiffer, was ambushed in that operation not far from the tactical members and subsequently fatally wounded. In that vehicle was a female who will bear testimony, and she's living today, that they shot her and she played that she was dead. Then they didn't fire more shots, she's alive. That shooting was gruesome, Pedro was there. There's another shooting that I can talk about. This is the longest shooting, commissioners, in history. 4 hours and 24 minutes, non-stop. I was there in the shooting. I was investigating the docket where they had killed the police murder suspect. And we in turn had information they had gone to escort. And there was a full load of Kumbi with heavily armed guys with rifles and ammunition. And this fight ended up into the mountains. And I would tell you, this was a long fight, and Rodriguez was there as well. A task force member got shot as well there. Mr. John doesn't speak about all the policemen being shot. He just says no one's got shot when he came here. This is the caliber of the policemen that we work with, including Pedro Rodriguez. And he's not who he's perceived to be as a thief or a rogue, and I'll defend him. Commissioner, if I can tell you, go back to another incident recently, let's say maybe a year ago.
Before you move on, Colonel, are you willing to accept for a moment that at least Pedro Rodriguez is at least notorious for being a shootist, for being trigger happy? I mean, for example, if you look at just this incident involving Bevan Loftus, he discharged most rounds out of the guys who were there. So that kind of action seems to precede him in terms of him being very quick on the trigger. Would you accept that proposition at least, whether it's justifiable or not?
Respectfully, no, Commissioner, and I'll explain why. So we're coming back, we'll get back to the Morningside. Can I go back to Morningside?
Please, just to deal with.
Okay. Please answer the question in whichever manner you see fit.
All right.
And if you are, I think in fairness, Mr. Musigidi, if he thinks he can address your question by referring to Morningside, he should do so.
Let it be checked.
Yes, yes. We can go back to Morningside later.
Can I go
Please
back?
answer the question you want in the way you want to.
Thank you.
You've been given the license. Yes.
Thank you, Commissioner. So coming back to the Morningside, you know, Commissioner, this information of the Morningside incident did not come from me or my team. And later we'll refer in documents to show that this anti-gang task team, how it was set up, and none of my members or myself shot there. But this information came from Pietermaritzburg, Directorate for Priority Crime Investigation Unit, Constable Matt and Colonel Nelson Naika. The information relating to the Morningside, and we'll get there now. There was an informer claim put there as well. I don't know who is the informer, but it was paid out.
Are you at some point going to focus on the shooting, because I think the...
Yes, I'm getting there.
All right, because the focus of the question is about...
I just want to give the Commissioner a small overview.
All right, okay.
Small overview. All right. So, there's two claims put, crime intelligence gather information as well. Now, there was a build-up before this shooting, Commissioner. The focus was not Bevan Loftus and others. The information on hand they were working on was a triple murder that was in Green Park case where a couple and a 9-year-old child were shot dead. So that vehicle that was used there was somehow flagged with the sniper cameras, information gathered. Subsequent to that, on the vehicle was coming down the M13, and the police members that were there with Pedro Rodriguez and the other members stopped that vehicle. And in that vehicle, there was a guy called Ayanda Nzumela. In that vehicle was the AR-15, which was taken in a business robbery in Eastern Cape. After that, he had pointed out his premises in Hillcrest, where there was an R4 taken from the military.
Sorry, Colonel. I have no idea whether Officer Rodriguez will be called. Do you know, Mr. Musigidi?
Chair, not at this present moment. We don't have him lined up. Chair.
I'm raising that because perhaps it would be better to traverse this question with him. I think we are spending a lot of time on this now.
Yes, Chair. That's the reason why I don't want to go to Morningside for two reasons. He was not part of the group that did the shooting in any event, so he can't really answer. And the proposition really to him was a factual account that when the ballistics were done is that he did shoot. And in his own statement, it indicates that he shot most shots. But maybe let's not get lost.
Why don't we just not ask the direct question, and then the conclusion about being trigger happy and so on should be a matter of inference. Do you know or don't you know, Colonel, whether Officer Rodriguez fired the most shots compared to other officers who were part of the operation? Do you know or don't you know?
Commissioner, I don't want to speculate. I must just go back and see the shooting report.
So you do not know of the